Hello everyone, good morning. So today's race is stage 1, Race Like a Pro. This is on London Loop Reverse, which is a pretty horrible course, I must say. It's pretty flat and then you face Box Hill or Fox Hill, one of them. Anyway, which is like a 120 meter climb, so that's a solid 5, 6, 7 minutes of just pure power or pure getting dropped by all the lighter guys, most likely. So yeah, it should be good. Aim for this one, stick with them until the hill, put in a big dig to try and stay respectable up the hill, and then on the other side down the hill then just keep up with whatever group I end up with. So yeah, not feeling 100% today. Last night was at football, was up at 3 a.m. to watch that, so yeah, feeling not optimal to say the least. So yeah, oh well, should be a good race. Lots of people are in this one. 21 people in it now and there's still 9 minutes to go. I think I read there was like 60 odd class C's in this, so it should be good fun. So yeah, let's get started.
So here we are, another typical Zwift start, quite a lot of power at the gate. I think everyone in this race knows there's not long till the big hill starts, so it's not as aggressive as it normally would be. I am not feeling good at all. I didn't get as much sleep as I would have liked. Football was on last night, England smashed it, so good job there. Anyway, crossing the bridge now. The hill starts at about 3-4 kilometers in, so just taking it easy at the beginning. Also playing with the camera angles because I didn't realise you could change these, but it seems you can, which might be a bit useful in some other races at some point. So there's a pretty massive pack at the front here. Pretty much all the Class Cs have managed to stick together, all 44 of us out of 63. So yeah, this is pretty good at the moment, just chilling in the back, saving energy. When the hill comes, it's going to be absolute carnage because the lighter people will probably absolutely smash it up the hill, dropping most of us. So yeah, I know the hill is going to be horrible, and this is where it starts right now. I know the hill's going to take around 5 to 10 minutes, so I don't want to go all out at the beginning. I want to keep the power around 350 because I know that's something I should be able to sustain for a longish period. So the group's still together here, but now this is the base of the hill proper, so I'll get out the seat, put some power down, but I really don't want to blow up before the top because then it's just a waste of effort, isn't it? If you blow up before the top of the hill, you need to be able to push over the top to make sure you have some power going into the downhill. So yeah, here we go. I am struggling already. 52 RPMs, cadence low, heart rate going up. This is the group which gets away at the beginning. I try my best to stick with them, but I just can't keep the power going for that long. Absolutely suffering already. Shirt is undone already. The gradient is around 7% for the whole way up, and it is not nice. I've got my trainer difficulty on about 33%, so yeah, it's not ideal. Yeah, these guys are way out, and I'm never catching on those. That's the front group, so I'm going to try and stick with this second group who I'm a bit ahead of at the moment, but they're quickly closing in on me. Getting towards the end of the hill now, I probably should sit and spin more, but I tend to always grind out these hills at quite a low cadence, which isn't the best technique. So yeah, managing to keep around 350 to 400 watts, which is about 3.5 watts per kilogram. I'm managing to close into the front group actually. I put in a solid dig here, but I absolutely blew up. Dropped down to about 100 watts and then have a second dig, and yeah, these guys, I just cannot get back to them because I know if I manage to stick with them on the downhill, I should be able to close the gap, but no, these guys just have too much for me and I'm starting to get overtaken, and this is the second group which I managed to stick with. So these guys I managed to keep up with on the downhill. This last bit of the hill is just horrible. It just goes on and then it really kicks up 10%. It's just brutal hill, really having to dig deep here. So yeah, downhill for a little bit and then it goes back up again. So yeah, you've got to get some momentum here, a tiny bit of rest, and then if you get some momentum you can sort of shoot up this little bit here. This isn't too hard, it's 3%, 2% for a bit, and now the real downhill starts in a bit. You have this sort of false flat bit here, and then you have a right-hander into the descent. So you want to get into a super tuck as quickly as you can here. I just shoot past these guys, I don't know why. I'm trying to put some power down just before the descent, just to get as much momentum as possible. And anyway, now we're into descent proper. I really should stop pedaling at this point, and I do, trying to get into the super tuck, but for some reason my avatar doesn't want to do it. I'm probably not going fast enough. Anyway, here we go, getting into the super tuck with the group. This is a chance to just relax, take it easy for this entire downhill. There's a smaller group up off the front. There's 9 people in the group ahead, and then we've got 9 people in this group. So you're in the second group here, which is pretty good. Still in about 10th position out of 60. This is a really long descent, so it's a good chance to get my breath back. My heart rate is well low now, it's about 130. So yeah, back onto the flats, and now it's just a case of working with this group, getting to the finish line. We're far enough ahead of the group behind that we don't really need to worry about that, and there's pretty much no chance of catching the group in front, so it's just like a small race between us guys here. Trying to take it somewhat easy. This hill here is really surprising actually. It's 15% out of nowhere. I got absolutely bogged down with the gears there. I didn't shift properly and ended up in like a really hard pedal one and did like 30 RPM up there, which is not good at all. So lesson learned. Right, we've got about 5k to go. Should be pretty uneventful now to the end. It's just going to be sitting in the group till there. So yeah, I do almost get dropped a few times. My group riding is not ideal, so I need to really work on just sitting in the pack and being lazy. My riding is very inefficient, it seems. I just cannot just sit in the draft. It seems I always have to go to the front and then go to the back, all that stuff. Right, skip forward a little bit, 2k's to go, and this is where it gets juicy. I'm a bit off the back here, I had to put in a little dig to catch up. So yeah, this is where it starts to get good. Let's see what happens here. It always gets a bit cagey when you're into this last few kilometers. No one really wants to be the first person to go, and you're sort of just going really slowly to save energy for the last bit. So 1.2k's to go, heart rate 167, putting about 260 watts out, and then I sort of just get dropped to the back, not really paying attention. So yeah, it's not ideal. Poor racing all around there. So about 1k to go, and now one guy just absolutely goes for it. Goes for the 1 kilometer sprint, and I am not following that. I do not have it in me. I sort of give it a half-hearted attempt, but I'm never getting anywhere near that. So good strategy from him. He knew what he needed to do to take it out for the rest of us. Final 500 meters, and there's going to be a final sprint with the 3 of us here. The guy who went early, he's got major lead on us, so he's not in it. Anyway, final 300 meters. Let's see what happens. That was a pretty good sprint there at the end. Fam just managed to keep me behind, just managed to pip B Higgins, so yeah, it was a pretty close finish there. Really close actually. So Zwift power results, managed to get 7th, which isn't too bad. I was very happy with my 5-minute power going up the hill. Managed to do 3.6 watts per kilogram for 5 minutes, which is a pretty solid amount of power actually. I think it was 350 watts for 5 minutes, so yeah, very happy with that. Good sprint at the end. Yeah, so overall pretty happy with this race. It was good fun.
Alright, that was a pretty tough one. That hill, halfway, absolutely did me in. I think I did an alright job staying with the second pack, and then got some recovery on the downhill, but that hill is horrible. Like 5-6 minutes of just power. And then at the end, one of the guys went early, about a K to go, and he left us all, couldn't do anything about that, didn't have it in the legs at the end. Managed to get 3rd in our little second pack sprint there. So yeah, not too bad. Pretty happy with it. My goal was to do well on the hill, which I thought I did. So I still came 10th out of category C, which is alright. Oh. Anyway, next race will be on Wednesday. I'm going to do it afternoon my time, so morning England time. So if anyone from England wants to join in, then feel free. I think it'll be like 7, 8 a.m. perhaps. I'll put the details in the comments down below. Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's a good race. See you next time. Bye bye.